So what if I told you that success isn't really about working harder, but, well, about understanding yourself a whole lot better? We're about to dive into this really great story about a father's wisdom and 3 simple lessons that could totally change how you look at your own potential. All right, let's get right into it. You ever have that feeling? You look at a friend and they just get something. Maybe it's math or music, and you're just struggling. But then there's that thing you can do, something that feels totally effortless, and they look at you like it's magic. Well, that exact feeling, that's where our story begins. Okay, so let's meet our main character, David. He's 12, and he absolutely lives and breathes soccer. I mean, on the field, the kid's a superstar. But in the classroom, yeah, that's a whole different story. That's where he feels like he's just warming the bench. So picture this. David comes home one day and he's just completely crushed. And it's not just about the bad grade he got in math. What's really eating at him is watching his friend Matt just breeze through it, getting amazing marks like it's nothing. It's that awful, sinking feeling of being left in the dust. He finally opens up to his dad and just says, no matter how hard I try, I just can't seem to do as well. And man, haven't we all been there? That feeling that you're just not good enough. But for David's dad, this isn't a problem at all. Nope. For him, it's the perfect opportunity to teach something important. And that brings us to lesson number 1, different strengths. Now, instead of giving him some boring lecture, his dad sets up this really clever little experiment, and he starts it right on David's home turf. The challenge is super simple. All David has to do is invite Matt over to play some soccer. And for David, this is awesome, right? This is his world. This is what he's passionate about. And the result? Oh, it's a total role reversal. I mean, the tables are completely turned. On the soccer field, David is just on fire, scoring goals, leading the team. But Matt, the math genius, he's completely lost. He's struggling with the ball, making mistakes. He just can't keep up. So, a little later, his dad sits him down and explains the whole point. He says, look, this was never about who's smarter. It's all about different talents. Matt has his thing in the classroom, and David, you have yours on the field. The big takeaway here is that we all have our own arena, a place where we're meant to shine. All right, on to lesson number 2, and this one's all about consistent practice. David totally gets that first lesson now, but his dad's not done. He has a new challenge for him, and it's pretty simple. Just watch Matt. Observe him during the day at school. So David does it, and when he reports back, it's a total eye-opener. He realizes that Matt isn't just sitting down and doing homework. He's always engaging with numbers and logic, but in these small, everyday ways. He's working on puzzles, he's calculating change for his lunch at recess, he's even counting the petals on a flower. For Matt, math is just part of his world. And boom, there it is, the second lesson. Matt is good at math for the exact same reason David is a rock star at soccer. He actually enjoys it. So he's practicing it all the time without it ever feeling like a chore. It's basically a game for him. So mastery, it turns out, isn't about forcing yourself to practice. It's about finding that consistent, joyful engagement. Okay, and now we're at the final and maybe the toughest lesson of all, the passion factor. So what happens when you try to force success? When you try to get good at something you have zero interest in? So this last challenge, it's based on David's own observation. He figures Matt is about 3 times better than him at math. So his dad says, all right then, tomorrow I want you to study math 3 times harder. And David, he's determined, so he agrees. He's going to do it. So what do you think happens when David tries to triple his effort? Does he have a big breakthrough? Does he suddenly become a math genius? Not even close. What he gets is a throbbing headache before he just passes out at his desk from pure mental exhaustion. The whole brute force approach? Yeah, it backfired. Big time. His dad finds him there and just gently explains what happened. He says, son, this is what happens when you try to master something you don't enjoy. Trying to force discipline for something you're not passionate about, it's just incredibly draining. It's literally like trying to push a giant boulder up a steep hill. And that right there, that's the third and maybe the most important lesson of all. Passion, that's the fuel. When you truly love what you're doing, the way David loves soccer, discipline and consistency, they don't feel like heavy burdens you have to carry. They're just part of the fun, a natural part of the journey. So when you put all of this together, what do you get? Well, you get a really simple but powerful 3-part formula for finding your own path to mastery. Let's break it down real quick. Okay, here it is, the formula for success. Step 1. You've got to embrace your own unique strengths. Step 2. Practice the things you actually enjoy doing.
And finally, step 3. Either find or learn to find the love in what you're studying or working on. Honestly, that last one, that's the key that unlocks the whole thing.
And that brings us to the final, really powerful question that this whole story leaves us with. It's a question for you, for me, for all of us. You see, success isn't just about hard work. It's about smart work, and it has to be fueled by passion. So the real question you have to ask yourself is this: on your journey, which path are you going to choose?